Hi everyone, I'm Catherine. I am a singer and yodeler and a vocal and yodeling coach. And today I want to talk about what my one rule is when it comes to singing, yodeling, and teaching, both of those things. So let's talk about my teaching approach. It's very important to me that I don't take on more students than are comfortable for me. What I want to make sure of is that I can provide the best lesson to all of my students. And that means that I don't want to be burnt out when I do these lessons because my students are paying me to take lessons with me, and I can only really help them in the most efficient way. I can only really be there for them and really listen to them and really tune into them if I have the mental capacity and the space. And while I'm human and things happen, and I will have days where I am less energetic and less capable of being 100% there, I have the ability to make sure that I am planning in the best possible way so that I'm setting myself up for success in this regard and not for failure. I have taught before at different schools, and I had so many students in a day that it just felt like it was a back-to-back thing, and I couldn't even really tune in to my next student before the next one already came. And some days that worked well when I had the energy, but other days I really feel like I wasn't doing my best for the students and for me, and that's the other side of this. When I teach, I want to still enjoy what I'm doing. I want to feel like I am helping you. I want to feel like I'm actually here and not thinking about something else. And I want you to get the most out of it. So that is my teaching approach. And the other thing about my teaching approach is, so it all connects back to having fun and having grace with ourselves and knowing what we're capable of as humans and allowing those limits to be there because we are human, we're not robots. So it's very important to me that my students have fun in the lesson, and when they do, then I have so much more fun. Having fun and allowing yourself to experiment with your voice, whether it's singing or yodeling or other types of singing, is the most important thing in my opinion, because if we're too rigid, we can't really get out of our self-created box that we put ourselves in because we think we have to do it a certain way, or we have this thing in our head, or we have this deadline in our head by when we should sing perfectly, or how that should sound, or how that should feel. We need to let go of that in order to really find our true voice and find that liberating feeling of how it should feel when we sing or when we yodel. And for that, you really need to be able to allow yourself to be shitty at it first. Sound like crap, maybe. Most of us actually won't sound so horrible, but the feeling of maybe sounding horrible is stopping us from actually fully letting our voice out. So that is a very big thing for me when I teach. And I think all those things connect because it comes down to me allowing myself to be listening to my body and how much I can teach. It's important for me to listen to my own instincts when I teach you guys, because I might not always have a clear explanation for what I'm teaching you and how I'm teaching you, because everybody's different. So I have to allow myself to go with the flow in that regard, and you have to allow yourself to go with the flow and know that some days will be better and other days will be worse, because we're singing with our body. Our body is our instrument. And because some days your body is more tired and exhausted, sometimes you're more hydrated than other times, sometimes you're mentally drained, it does affect your singing too. And you need to have so much grace with yourself when that happens, and know that not every day will be as good as the other, and progress doesn't always mean you're just going up and up and up and up. It can mean you're going up a little bit, down a little bit, up. So it goes a little more like that. And when you understand that, and when you can allow yourself to have fun, because you know that the goal isn't to just constantly get better and get better so fast, you will have more fun. And that is the whole point of why we're doing this too. For most of us, even if we want to make it a profession and even if we want to make money with it, the reason why we started this is because it brings us joy and it's fun and it's a fun challenge. And that's how I started yodeling, by the way, because it was a fun challenge, not because I thought I want to be the best yodeler in the whole world. Sure, that would be great. But if I don't have fun along the way, then what's the whole point? Even if I was the best yodeler and people called me that, if I never had fun doing it, would that really make me happy? I don't think so. It may be for a moment, because it always feels great to get the recognition. But that is the whole point, why you're doing this. You're starting to do this because you want to have fun and you want to challenge yourself to get better. But the getting better doesn't always look like what you thought it would look like in your head, or whatever you pressured yourself to do or sound like after a certain amount of time. You can't tell beforehand how that journey will pan out. So giving yourself to the journey and allowing the journey to be what it is, and not giving up, and allowing yourself to have fun even when things don't work out the way that you want it to, that is the point. And that is what I'm trying to teach. And that is how I'm teaching, because I understand that we're all different. And that is also how I allow myself to go through my own life when it comes to singing and yodeling. It's such a tricky balance sometimes to make sure that you make a living, and especially as creatives and artists, singers or yodelers who make money with it, it's hard to balance it in a way to where it doesn't just become work and it burns you out, but it also stays something that you're excited about and that keeps being a fun challenge for you, where you want to start these creative projects instead of just getting paid for it and having other people tell you what to do. What I don't want to do is subscribe to the hustle culture that we now seem to live in. And while we're all part of it, sometimes without even realizing, I'm trying to actively stay away from that as much as possible, even though I want to be successful and I want to do certain things and I obviously need to make money. But I'm refusing to be a part of this burnout hustle culture. I want to always make sure to take time for myself, and I want to focus on why I do what I do. It's the smiles that I see, or the people dancing when I'm yodeling, or the faces of my students when something clicks and they're having a moment of like, oh my God, I finally did this. Those are the moments that make what I do the most fun, and that's what I want to hold on to, while I'm also holding on to making sure that I'm okay so that I can be the best version of myself for you guys and just for the world. And I hope that all of you guys will do the same, because I think it's so important for ourselves and the world. So for me, it's finding that balance, because obviously we need to make a living and we need to pay for our lives. Most of us do. But I don't want to lose that joy aspect of it, and I don't want to lose myself. Even as I'm working, I'm trying to make sure I'm not taking on more than I can really take on before I get burnt out. And knowing myself and not always going for bigger, better, harder, more all the time allows me to still live life, and that is a big part of who I am. I truly believe that money and success in the traditional sense that we know it as now isn't everything, by far not. Because if you think about why you want these things, it is because you want to feel a certain way. But if you sacrifice the feeling of feeling good and relaxed and peaceful to get to those things that you think will bring you more joy and peace, it's like an oxymoron. You're not gonna get there by sacrificing your health, your mental health, your peace. You have to balance that out. And that in all I do is my one rule right now. I think before everything, before success, before perfecting something, before making a certain amount of money, what should always come first is being human for ourselves, being human for other humans and being there for them, being human for animals. So whatever I do, I want to make sure that my humanity comes first. And that is what I bring into my performances as much as I can, and that's what I'm bringing into teaching as much as I can. Going out into nature is a very peaceful thing for me that grounds me and that allows me to have more joy in what I'm doing when I'm working. And I wish that more people, and I hope that more people will make sure they balance out their lives in a way where they can still feel human and not just like a singer, a yodeler, a teacher, and not define themselves by one thing that they do to make money, but by being human and enjoying all aspects of that. Singing is just a little part of it. Yodeling is just a little part of it. Making money is unfortunately a big part of it, but it should just be taking up so much space in your head. You have all these other things about you that make you human, and those are worth being celebrated, and those are worth being noted. And I think the world would be a better place if we all lived that way. And I think we'd all be better teachers if we made sure to look out for ourselves and for others, of course, and not just for the money or for being successful as fast as possible. So that is my philosophy behind what I do, and that's what I'm trying to bring into what I do. And if you resonate with that and you want to learn more about yodeling specifically, I'm going to link my other video about how to yodel in 6 easy steps. You can watch that. If you want some other singing and yodeling related videos, you'll also find those on my account. And I will also be sharing some more things about my own life just to keep that balance if you're interested in it. And as always, I'm super happy that you're here today, that you watched this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. It does mean a lot to me because making videos is another thing that brings me joy, that allows me to expand on what I do and share some more things with you guys. So thank you for being here. Please leave a comment if anything in this video resonated with you, if you have any questions or anything that you would like me to go over in another video. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.